Men and finances. Responsible men and finances. Now, when it comes to the matter of finances, finances for men can be, to a very large extent, sometimes can really be a way that they validate themselves. We don't need you to put pressure on us about finances. We don't need you to tell us how how much money we are making or not making. But I think for a lot of men, when they think they're not making enough money, or when they're going through financial stress or financial disappointments, or poor business, loss of job, and anything of the sort, men generally don't quite respond or react to it very well. For a lot of men, they kind of see it as a sign of failure. I know you're going to say yes, it's a sign of failure, but really, sometimes when men have financial issues, it's not always because they are broke. It's not always because they made wrong choices. It's not because they were financially reckless. Sometimes it's not because of anything of their own specific making. But then the question is, how do men behave when they are in a financial jam? When I mean financial jam, I'm not saying you're in a moment of you run out of cash and you're waiting for next paycheck, or you run out of cash, you're waiting for, the your client to pay. I'm talking of when a man has prolonged limitation financially. Say, for example, when they lose their job. For example, when a contract is not working out. For example, when an invention is taking forever to come together. When a business proposal is taking longer than anticipated, to all work out. Men in such season can be unpredictable. Now, sometimes, I think there is a research that says that one of the most causes for male, like temporary, what's that thing called them? When men become less virile, less interested in sex, one of such reasons could be when men are financially stressed. I had a boss once who was telling me of he had a friend once upon a time, like the guy's account balance is coming down, his blood pressure will be going up. They were working against each other. But then, why is this topic really important to discuss today? Um, First of all, many times a man is going to go one season or more in life when they're not going to have enough, or when they're going to feel like they don't have enough, when they're going to feel like they are unable to put their spouses or their family in an address, in a zip code, in a postcode, in a particular area that they would love to put their family to live in. And sometimes they may have the financial challenges where they think, oh, they should have settled all the bills, paid all the rent, the mortgage, or buy the car and the fees and stuff like that, that they are not able to do. But what do men do in such times? Or how do men feel? How do they cope? How do they manage? Well, if you ask me, that's probably a good time, to whip up the whole thing of we are one as a family. Now, if your man is going through financial stress and you are a girlfriend or a husband, just know that to a large extent, maybe many men amongst all the men in this world do not respond or react in their best way. Because in such time they feel, sometimes men do feel it about themselves. Sometimes, when if it is just a one-off, it just happened 2 days, 3 weeks, and everything came together, they can be fine. But when it takes 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, and then they find that their financial contribution to the family is now getting limited or smaller by the day or inexistent, sometimes these men can really behave poorly because they are not seeing well, they are not thinking well, they are not hearing well. But then, what should you do as a woman if your man, whether a boyfriend, whether a husband, is financially incapable or financially limited, whether for a season, short or long? Now, I think for when men are going through financial difficulties, they don't want to be reminded how little they are necessarily providing. But I know the thing in some of us is that's even the time they should be reminded. But when you're reminding them at that time, it's more like saying, matching them on the ground. Like someone is already down, and then you step in and stamping on the person. You're not going to get any better result. Sometimes some people want to help, but the way they help, or maybe some spouses or girlfriends want to help, but the way they help is to, they do the help in such an obvious manner that the person they are helping now begin to feel, they just do it in a way that's without respect or honor at all. I know of someone once who said he had this girlfriend. It was a time he was trying to set up business. He didn't have another job. They just only gisted about it. You know what this girl did? They were just girlfriends, they weren't married. But at the end of every month, this girl, without him asking or anything, this girl just credited this guy's account. And he did that for about 3 months. And of course, the guy got on his feet back. But what happened was, that guy never forgot that girl for whatever reason this planet Earth. What is the point there? That girl could have waited, or is when the guy said, "Oh, I need to come and like, oh, do you need I'm going shopping." I mean, it's not even routine. It's not what you used to do. But now because the guy doesn't have, then you go, "I'm going shopping. You need deodorant? Do you need shaving sticks? Do you need these and that?" And then I also know someone who was at some point, he just gave the cards to the guy. Now, I know some people are reckless. I'm not talking about reckless people or reckless men or irresponsible men. I'm talking about a relationship that is good, a relationship that is everything was fair, and then somebody is financially down. Now, why do these things matter? They kind of matter because naturally, most of the men I know, for me as a person, they want to provide for their family. They want to do their best for their wives and for their children. So even if a woman did not have a job from when they got married did not have a job outside the house, I recognize greatly the amount of work that women do to keep the house for those who chose not to be working. So I greet you guys, kudos a lot, particularly when you pay attention to the children and do your best the way you can. But I'm just saying, it is almost normal, if the guy is taking care of the woman or paying the bills and all of that, it is okay. In a sense, it's not a big deal. But if a woman pays the bill for more than 1 month, it's a big deal. It's not a big deal because it's supposed to be a big deal, but it's a big deal because for a lot of women, they don't have that exposure to pay the bills and still respect and still serve the food with respect. Now, some people get the idea of respect wrongly, respect for the man wrongly. We're not saying the man is some high and mighty sitting on some huge, kingly chair. No, that's not what we're saying. It's just for the sanity and peace of your home. The man requires respect like he eats food. The man requires, it's a bit like sex to him. And I can't quite say which one comes first or not. But the point is, because a lot of women are not programmed, are not designed, or do not really have the capacity to both respect and financially support a man. That's only the reason why I'm talking about it now. Which is to say that sometimes you need to know that men, a lot of good men, already flog themselves to bits when they are not financially taking care of things. So, but if you want to help them, there could be some good ways to help them without them, without best way you can help them and still get the best value for your help. One of them is don't go counting money, in my opinion, though. Remember, I'm just a dude. So I'm not speaking as an expert per se in some of those conversations. You know, instead of you to go come, you go, you count the money. Oh, this is $1,000, or this is £50. This is this. What if you credited his account? What if you gave him a card? What if you organize the family such a way that it doesn't remove his sense of his sense of sanity from him just because you're trying to, yes, support the family because it's not working. I agree with you, because his business is not doing well, because things are not going so well financially at the time. But do not do it in such a way that you remove his dignity. And one way you can do it without removing his dignity, credit his account straight if you have something to give him. And it should, it's even worse when you have to give him something and he has to maybe go through your brother, your sister, your auntie, send house staff to go give him, and those kind of. By the time the help you're trying to render him rigmarole around before he gets to him, his sense of appreciation or feeling of dignity in that situation might be diminished. So you find that what you intended well, assuming you truly intended it well, and it was circumstantial for your giving to have gone around and around and around before you got to him, then it might have bad effect. Now, for you, man, you also need to know life is what it is. Sometimes stuff happens. Sometimes you're gonna be out of job sometime. You might be out of job sometime. You might not have sufficient money sometime. There might have been bad investment. There may have been bad weather that has now affected your business, or as the case may be. Do not take it out on your wife. Do not take it out on your girlfriend. And do not see it that is the end of who you are. No, it's not the end of who you are. Life is in seasons. Sometimes you can have a season where you seem flat and out, but remember you're a man. And if you're demanding a man with the heart of a lion, you just roar. You just might need a little more time to gather your energy, but just have that faith in your mind that you're gonna roar. But between the time that things were bad and the time to go back on your feet, are you going to destroy your relationship? Are you going to destroy your relationship with your sense of self-defeat, with your sense of anger and frustration? Are you going to destroy your relationship because things are financially difficult at the moment? Now, yes, we say that sometimes when men are financially limited, they lose interest in sex and things like that. But it also does appear as though even though they lose interest in sex at home, it appears their interest for those who are unfaithful can still be very okay outside, because the people outside do not have expectation of them, or they don't think that the people outside have expectation of them compared to the people they're supposed to be committed to. Do not let your financial downtime be the time that you step out of your home because you're trying to sort yourself out. If you can, that time when you don't have enough money, when things are not financially going okay, it just might be the best time to learn to communicate with your spouse and your family. And if you haven't thought of it before, think of it now. The time that you are having this money right now, how are you spending it? Are you respecting your spouse? Are you respecting your girlfriend? With you paying all the bills? Do you pay all the bills and then lose respect and you shout down at everyone, disrespect everyone? Remember, you might not have money all the time.